welcome to BrewTV, your one and only beer and brewing TV show located right here in Perth. Every week we'll be exploring the world of beer and brewing in Western Australia, from the home brewer to the professional breweries and everything else in between. And for you cider drinkers and ginger beer lovers, we'll also include you as well. Hi, welcome to BrewTV for another episode. It's a cold, blustery day outside, so we've come down to the quarry, sit by the fire and enjoy a nice quarry ale.
And tonight we've got the great pleasure of introducing a new team member, and we're about to go and have a chat to him now.
G'day, I'm Jeremy Sandbrooks. Welcome to my local quarry. Today we're going to be talking about beer styles.
So for those of you who are trying to put a face to a name, Jeremy Sandbrooks, you write for Menu magazine?
Yes.
And you're also the West Australian writer for Beer and Brewer magazine, which is probably where most people have seen your name around. What else do you do, Jeremy?
I also write for a couple of beer websites, the Crafty Pints and Australian Brews News.
Yep.
I'm an all-grain home brewer.
Fantastic.
And I've recently become a certified beer judge.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is why we're doing the tastings today, just to start to introduce some of the styles out there. Because for those of you who are just trying to get into tasting the range of beers out there, it can be a little bit daunting. And that's why we've got the judge with us today. Jeremy, you've also won a few awards.
Yes, best one I've got to date was Best Amateur Brewer at 2012 Perth Royal Beer Show.
Fantastic, yep, absolutely. And we've got some competitions coming up in the very near future, so more about that in future shows. Jeremy, a lot of these beers, styles have always been around, but they haven't really been categorised for that long, have they? In a true sort of documented sense.
That's right. So beer has been around for thousands and thousands of years.
Yep.
But it's only really when Michael Jackson, the late British beer writer, he was probably the first person to actually start putting beers into categories, recognising the different styles that do exist.
Fantastic, yeah, and it certainly does help. I mean, there's more styles of beer out there than there are varieties of wine.
Absolutely.
So it can get quite confusing. So what have we got here?
Okay, before we start talking about styles, it's a good idea to start talking about how you actually taste the beer. So first you'll notice that we've got these beers in glasses.
Yes.
Ideally you don't want to drink beer out of a bottle. Yes. Because 60% of your taste is from your nose. So we've got some nice glasses here. First thing you want to do is get your nose in there, have a bit of a sniff. See what sort of aromas you're getting from the beer.
Yep.
Once you've done that, have a look at it, hold it up to light, look at the colour, the clarity, and the head. Yep. Give it a bit of a swirl.
Just to release a bit more of the volatiles.
Stick your nose in there again. You'll notice that aroma's increased.
Yep, absolutely.
Now we drink it.
Now we drink the best part.
Now, important when you're actually tasting beer compared to wine, you do have to swallow it.
Yes.
Bitterness is a really important part of beer, and you do need to swallow the beer to get to the back of your taste buds where you detect the bitterness.
That's where you sort of pick it up at the very last bit. Yeah. Fantastic. So this is just a nice lager. Nice and simple, aren't they? Just a nice, easy to drink beer, nice session beer. Yep.
Easy to drink, not so easy to brew.
No, very hard to brew.
Yes. So basically, pale lagers, such as this one, date back to 1842 in the Czech Republic. The first one was Pilsner Urquell.
Yes.
And This is a German-style lager, which came along a little bit later to compete with the Pilsner. So, yeah, sort of pale golden in colour, nice white head, and sort of clean, malty, and using some noble European hops as well.
Just that crisp finish.
Absolutely, it's a beer for a summer's day.
Absolutely.
Moving on. Yes. You notice our next beer is quite cloudy compared to the first.
Yep.
So this is a wit beer.
Yes.
Which translates to white beer. So it's a Belgian style wheat beer.
Yes.
Seasoned with coriander and orange peel.
Yep. They tend to use that a lot in a lot of the traditional wheat beers. Coriander and some of the citrus.
The Belgian wheat beers, yes. So the German ones don't have any of that.
Okay.
Getting all their flavours from the yeast.
Yep.
Whereas this one, you'll notice it's got the orange, the coriander, and slight herbal note as well.
It smells great. Absolutely fantastic.
Again, very refreshing beer. Sometimes you'll find it served with a slice of orange. More often not.
Yep.
Very low bitterness in the wheat beer styles as well. It really lets that sort of bubblegum, vanilla, clove pop out there.
Absolutely. So there you go, folks. There's that bubblegum flavour again from last week. Look out for this one. It's a really good, easy drinker. And those of you who might not like beer, you think, I don't like beer. This is usually a good starter, as you saw in last week's show.
Definitely.
So what have we got here now, Jeremy?
Okay, so we're moving on to an American-style pale ale.
Yes, my favourites. So I like that. Yep.
You'll notice straight away the colour is a shade darker than the first two.
Yep.
So we've got more of a deep golden to an amber sort of colour here.
Yes.
So basically with this beer, you've got a bit of caramel crystal malt, get a sort of caramelly background flavour.
Sure.
But really the star of the beer is the hops. So you'll notice there's a lot more bitterness in this one than in the first two. Quite resiny, citrusy, and really good with food, this sort of beer.
Yeah, the ones I like. Yeah. Big, hoppy. Not as hoppy as some of them out there. We'll show you some demons in future episodes, but yeah, very nice. Very nice beer. Different? Yeah, sure. It's probably a bit too different going from the stout to the mash. Not that bit Yeah, it's his favourite. We're getting a pint of it in a minute.
He likes drinks, so he does. It comes with its own umbrella, mate. It comes with an umbrella.
We're here at West Coast Brewers, Jeremy's own club.
I've been coming here since 2011 and I've learned loads about brewing since I've come.
Fantastic. Let's go and see what's in store.
welcome on to all the visitors who are here tonight, all new faces. This is the first time here. You want to just put your hand up so people can see, so, not you. So, always guys on you, put your hand up so everyone can see who you are. Introduce yourselves. It's very easy to go wrong with putting salts in your water. It's generally, for most people, it is the very last thing you should think about when you're brewing, adding salts. Okay? Make sure your water's clean, carbon filtered. That will handle 95% of beers you brew. Once you start playing with water, adding salts and things like that, that's kind of the last 5%. That adding salts and playing with your water that's the kind of thing that's going to get you a second place to a first place at state titles or nationals. Okay, that's the difference that's going to make.
The next interesting thing that's happened is it's going absolutely berserk. Like berserk beyond belief. Like when we opened it, there was like a thud, like from just the pressure that was being released. And I actually, about a minute later, I fumbled around and put the cork back in the top, but didn't press it down, and it went boom, and about 2 meters above the actual barrel shot out. So there is a ridiculous amount of pressure going on there.
I do 19 litre batches. I'll tell you percentages, 72% Marisota, 8% Munich 2, 8% Crystal 40 Lov, 4% Crystal 120, 4% Victory, and it's less than 1%, it was just 30 grams of Carafa Special just to get that red colour. Oh, and I did mean I was aiming for a match temperature of 68, so I ended up going way over and got about 71. So it's got a pretty thick, heavy body. But yeah, that's it. Thank you.